All right, and we are live. What's up? What's happening? Just another audio rant. You guys go ahead and subscribe on the tribe, whatever YouTube platform you're watching me on. All four are hot right now. All right, let's go. If you're an attractive, masculine black man and you have a passport and you're moving around, and you're noticing that black women, attractive black women, are moving overseas and they're copying what you're doing. You guys, a lot of y'all have the sense enough to kind of look at what I'm going through and apply it to your situation. But you got to look at everything on the micro and the macro, right? So you see people copying me or whatever, stealing from me and ideas and running with it, stuff like that. You know, you passport guys are the same way, right? Passport bros, whatever, traveling, black men, all that stuff. You know, you ain't gonna have nobody tell you this, but I'm not some kind of person it's a weirdo. So I'll tell you, right? Y'all got something there, man, and you got to gatekeep it. Okay, I'm telling you. I'm not telling you to gatekeep it to where you're trying to be the authority of who is one, but you got to kind of be like Tariq Nasheed, right? He came up with the FBA term, and he's letting it be known he's not the leader, but he gatekeeps it. You know what I'm saying? Like he makes sure that you ain't gonna be throwing no dirt on it. You know, he makes sure he promotes it. You know who came up with it, right? You know what I'm saying? And he's moving smart. He ain't letting nobody make him no martyr. It's not an organization. You know, it's just he did it very smart. Since you want to give us a bunch of different identities, black, um, Negro, African American, we'll come up with our own. And whichever one we pick as a group, that's what it is. So you give us back what we had before, right? All the code switching with the names. So, you know, you passport bros and you guys that are going overseas, y'all got something going on there. And you're doing it the right way. You're making sure there's no leader, but you have to gatekeep it. And a lot of y'all are. But if younger guys are going over there, you need to be paying attention to the old heads and what they're doing because, and I don't mean no shade, no tea, ladies. You know I love you, but I gotta tell the truth. What happens a lot is, and not all the time, we all know that black women come up with some trendy stuff. You know what I mean? Some sayings, some stuff, but a lot of times black dudes come up with a lot of stuff. We come up with a lot of stuff, and what we do with our nature and the way our ancestors were, we always bring our women into it and you know, share the power with them. And what they do is, if they're not enlightened enough, which most people aren't, not just most women, it goes to their head. And this is what irks me the most with a lot of I'm just gonna say black women I see, or any woman, like the ego. Like when I see y'all like basking in your ego, it irks me. It irks my spirit. Like just talking a certain way, just I'm this, I'm that, and I'm so pretty, and you're taking my whole thing that I have going on. I'm not saying specifically that you're like getting it directly from me. I'm just saying like my thing about self love is not the way that you carry yourselves. You've done rebranded your ego. You rebranded your ego. So I'm just saying like with that rebranding your ego, a lot of guys can still see it, and that's why you don't have anybody. So you're rebranding yourself with this, calling it self-love when it's really just your ego, and you're finding different ways to affirm yourself through the fake validation that you get from likes and comments and all these thirsty dudes. All right, cool, bet. But you're not getting that validation in real life by the guys you find attractive. And a lot of the videos you make when you're whining about these guys, you're mad because the guys you want don't want you. And no matter how much you've been studying us and building your self-esteem up with this weird way you're doing it, you still can't get us. And I want you guys to understand that when you moved overseas and made it into a trend, anything, you know, black people do, it's gonna become a thing. And you guys stay true to it, and you built something there, and now they want to attach themselves to it. The same way a lot of guys built out these different dating niches and becoming dating coaches, and then the women attach themselves to it. And what happens is if you don't gatekeep it, they're going to attach themselves to it, and they're going to sink it because they're going to make it all about women. They're going to get their attitudes into it again, and they're going to run all the dudes off, and it's going to be a sisterhood thing, just like the dating niche is right now in the States. And it's a bunch of angry women that don't have men telling other angry women that don't have men how to get men that none of them are qualified for. So you guys are doing a good job. And like I said, when I went on my tirade and rant about seeing all these black women, I just see things, right? And I see them all moving to Thailand and setting up shop, being dating coaches and setting up their podcasts and stuff like that. They're trying to build infrastructure off the backs of the men they're colonizing. They're not doing their own thing. They're not titling their own thing. They're not even going to another country where black women would probably be more appreciated and welcomed and wanted, like, you know, some African nation or something like that. They're literally going to one of the countries that the men have made very popular with moving around, and they're positioning themselves, building infrastructure off the backs of the men that have gone through all the scrutiny, even them who have been scrutinizing the most. But what they're doing is they're seeing how trendy it's becoming. They're seeing other cultures embracing it. So now they want to do the community thing. But the black, see, I'm telling you, anytime it's time to hitch their wagon to something that a black person, man or woman is, they community. This is how they do it, man. You know what I'm saying? So now they're attaching themselves. They're doing it very covertly. They're not making too much noise online. But if you pay attention, there's on TikTok, you can see many a few black women going live from Thailand and walking around, and they're getting over there so they can build infrastructure. So the men that are happy there, while they're being happy, they can scrutinize them on the same landmass, not from a distance. You're not going to find the men that you want in Thailand. They're leaving the states to go find different women. You know what I'm saying? And y'all bash them. So you know there's no way you're going to get them. But what a lot of, not saying all, some of you guys do know this, but the passport guys and the passport movement and moving overseas and this mass exodus, this is a class system being built. Yeah. It's a class system being built. See, you're in the middle of building, right? Because I do this all the time and I have this. So let me tell you, while you're in the middle of building, people are going to act like they don't see you. They're going to act like they don't know what you're doing. They're going to scrutinize what you're doing. But at the same time, they're taking notes. And they're going to try to take your power. They're going to try to destiny swap. So you guys, you know, hold the line. Continue doing what you're doing. There ain't no community, nothing. You're leaving for a reason. If you wanted a black woman, you would get a black woman from the state that she's from or wherever state she's living in. But you're going to get her from the U.S., from the source. You're not going to get some leftover reject that's been moved around the world to start dating. Why would you do that? So none of it makes any sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are so many men here that are pandering to black women online on a regular basis in the States. They just don't, they don't have the ability with their jobs to move around. But these black women don't want them. They want this new class system of men, this new kind of man that's been popped up who is being viewed with a certain level of prestige. You know what I mean? Like a little pedigree, little coof to them. And they see the movement, they see the energy, and they're trying to attach themselves. And you guys have been rejecting them. You know, you're not doing like other, you know, industries have done, bring them in, pander, you're not doing that. That's the dating industry didn't. Look how they took that down, right? Just destroyed it. All that red pill stuff, they destroyed it, man. Got up in there, came in as a Trojan horse. Then all of a sudden they start bringing all the spiritual talk, mixing it with dating talk. And dudes don't talk spiritual crap, man. I'm glad I brought that over to them so they can understand some of this stuff, but they blended it all together to be the victim while men are trying to get to the bottom of the problem with dating and relationships. And now at the end of it, it's still all men's fault. And any man that's a strong man, he's toxic. And then all these men that they want, oh, there's something wrong with them, but we don't want them. And they're steady studying us. It doesn't make any sense. Okay. They got failed systems over here of dating, failed systems of marriage. Um, you know, this dead internet theory is really, in my opinion, like really going on. I think it's mostly AI running it. And that's why there's no soul to this propaganda that's being pushed. It's like it's some machine that's like, okay, pump out this much propaganda. Okay, next wave of propaganda. No soul to it. Not like a person that like sleeps or nothing like that. So it's just like all this stuff, and dudes are, you know, we have dating fatigue. You know, so we just want to break from it, but then they're like chasing you overseas while simultaneously telling you that you're nobody. Nobody wants you. You're just a bunch of bums, dusties, smokies, and all this. But like I've told y'all, like I got all these dating coaches and reaction video women that claim I'm smoky and none of, but they're watching me all the time. They're following me to other platforms, just like these women following you overseas, right? Wanting to be a part of whatever you have going on. And when they're scrutinizing, remember, this is the way they were raised, to pick on the boy they like. This is what they were raised to do. And there's multiple reasons and layers why they're going overseas. You guys are talking too much stuff from a safe space. They want to be able to cause controversy on the same land that you're on. I'm trying to tell you. I'm gonna post these comments. What's going on, fam? What's going on? I appreciate you. Just gonna put this up. They're like chasing you down, and they want to be a part of it because they feel like it's easy money. Everything that y'all have done, they've just attached themselves to it. You just don't pay attention to it. They're not building infrastructure off of just whatever they've come up with as women and making it separate to what we do. They make stuff adjacent, just literally, no offense, just I'm saying, like a parasite, like attach themselves and then just feed and feed. And then the sisterhood, which is not just women, it's AI bots, it's AI social media systems, right? They keep thinking that it's them with all this power. Women have jobs too. There's not women online round the clock supporting all of your content that's always negative towards any type of masculinity, right? You don't have no control to see the people individually, and that's the veil of the internet. That's why it's the devil's playground. Keep up. That veil of numbers we don't know where it comes from. You know, there are bot farms. You can look it up. Plenty Asians love doing stuff like that. Look it up. I'm trying to tell you something, okay? You have these hyperinflated fake numbers propping these women up to say the most horrendous things, run men off, and then try to run men down. Then talk crazy like, where'd you go? Why you can't handle us? All this stuff. It's this psychological warfare, whether you're doing it willingly or not. And then they're trying to take that overseas to psychologically mess. Oh, why won't you date us? We over here with see, y'all don't like us. That's what it is. You don't like. Nobody said none of that. Nobody said none of that. No one ever said that we don't find you physically attractive. Obviously, you're the same women as us, so everybody finds their own race attractive. But the whole thing about it nowadays is attitude is everything. Personality and character is everything. And Black people as a whole, we get into whatever we do. We're very animated. We're very passionate. So whenever Black women get into this man bashing, you're very animated. You're very passionate. So you're out there out front doing what Black people do best, putting on the best show in the world. But it's a huge turnoff to men like us. And all the women are telling you, oh, girl, but you're turning a blind eye to the men that you're trying to attract for the validation of women you'll never be with. So there's real life consequences to social media messages and your dumbass thoughts and stuff that makes you feel good and tough behind a screen. But now you're hugging a pillow and another pillow between your legs, and at certain nights crying yourself to sleep, or wish you had somebody to help motivate you to do better in life and to push you, but you don't have that because you decided to get on the internet, make yourself feel better from validation from a bunch of other single women that don't have a man, never been around a real man, don't know how to treat a real man right, wouldn't know what to do with a real man if they had one, and wouldn't know if they were looking at a real man if they were looking directly at him. Wouldn't know nothing about it, because every time a real man is being a real man, it triggers you because you have all these daddy issues. You never had a man around you talking stern, but knowing that whatever he's saying is for the best of you and the family and the generations to come and the ancestors. But I did have a father like that. 4 kids, 2 older sisters, 1 younger brother, all married, all went to college. Well, I'm, the only one that didn't, I went in the military, but still, right? All married. Successful king, did what he's supposed to do, tough love like he's supposed to have done, but was a leader at all times. My dad always works. He's retired right now. He's still working. That's the way men move. You've never seen that, and I'm not going to give you the excuse of you should go find it. No more excuses as to why I never. Go find it. You should have found it. It's not my job to introduce it to you and make up for those times. I'm not going to do it. Okay, so we're leaving. Guys like us, we're leaving on sitting here like these pookies, right? Who were raised by single mothers, just like you. So y'all have that trauma bond together. So they understand your weird ass personality and need to be in control and need to dominate a man with words. They understand that. They like it. I wasn't raised like that. My mom didn't talk to my father like that. My dad didn't have to raise his voice to her, and she never had to speak out of turn. And whenever she said stuff, everyone shut up and listen. She was in her femininity. My mom was, yeah, I got the same smile as her. Like my mom was just a blessing, just a joy to be around, always laughing, always smiling, always. That means she had a good man. Felt very comfortable. Didn't need to talk a lot because man took care of everything. You don't know what that kind of relaxing in your femininity looks like or feels like. You never even seen it. I have. You act like this guy is just because I seen how black traditional, aboriginal originals, the originals. I seen how that structure worked. My grandfather, man, 5 boys, 5 girls. Whenever he spoke, everybody listened. George Thompson, man, my grandfather. Well, I think he's half Cherokee, but he looked Indian. But I mean, man was like 5'6", 5'7", light skin. This man, you couldn't tell him nothing. Just the spirit was on him. Everybody respected the family structure. See, I've seen all this stuff. I grew up with it. Y'all didn't have it. Maybe because of whatever circumstance. Sorry. Okay. Not my problem though. I got to make generations to come, and I'm not going to sit here and keep doing this thing where I'm trying to fix broken women that I can tell are kind of broken when I get with them. I'm done doing that. Last time I did it, chick ran off within a year, pregnant by some other dude, married to the chick. I ain't doing it no more, man. I tried. Didn't I ain't one of these guys that no, I tried. You know what I mean? Single mother, I tried. We tired, boss. We tired. So we're gonna take our original Aboriginal FBA asses overseas. We appreciate it and not tolerate it. Like you're treating us like this weird fake ass system that was dropped on our people and put us in this permanent underclass system. And you're treating us like we actually participate in that class system. We don't care what these other people are trying to project on us with their fake ass systems that they've put in place, maintained through their fake ass laws and their weird ass media and social media, project imagery of certain groups and other groups to give this look all the time to other people that don't care to look between the cracks and try to figure out what's going on. Black folks just like, hey, you know what? That's how you feel about us, and that's what it is. You don't care to ask, that's what it is. And we don't care what y'all think about us. You see, any other group, all this kind of pressure, slavery, everything you done, making slaves eat their own genitals and stuff before you take them out the game, all this crazy stuff you did. See, that would break the spirit of someone else, but that would break the spirit of anyone else. But if you have the spirit of God on you, you never worry about how you are perceived by humans. Because if you continue to be blessed and they haven't wiped you off this planet, the Most High God has you. So what does it matter? But if you really believed in God and you really knew God and you could really tap in and you really knew that feeling, that way of life that God gives you, you wouldn't want to mess that up. You wouldn't be doing the things you're doing. But listen, I'm gonna get back on the subject. We're going over there for peace. We're done with these systems over here. Like, at some point in time, you gotta just be like, all right, we gotta start over. We built this shit before. They might have took over because you got to remember, there's nothing new under the sun. They're out here regurgitating old technology that we had centuries ago or hundreds of years ago. They're just spoon feeding it to you. They're not coming up with nothing new. So there's a group of people I do see coming up with new stuff all the time. So you know what I mean. And what I do see also, because I'm the micro of it, coming up with new stuff. Other groups of people taking my ideas, running with it and making it into trends and using the social media and media that they run to push it out and suppress everything that I come up with. We can only do so much with that kind of system. We got to go outside of it, use it in a way, build our own, something that they can't deny that we came up with. And we can't really let y'all come over and take the power from it because you're going to make it into another spectacle. something to get taken over by some foreign African immigrant that has no kind of understanding to the plight of the Black American male that decided to leave this country for broader waters, right? And he's just doing it for views and trying to cause controversy. So we got to gatekeep. So I just broke it down to you why these passport bros are gatekeeping. I'm explaining to you you can run to whatever country you want to. Why would a Black American man pick you over coming back to the States and getting, you know what I'm saying, a Black American woman that wasn't ran out of her country due to whatever actions or whatever level of status she thinks she has? We're going to go and we're going to get one from the country, from the homeland, right? You didn't run up out of your country for no reason. And good women that are marriage ready are getting snatched up all the time. I'm gonna come back here to the States and get one of them. That's some leftover. So and I don't mean no disrespect. I'm just trying to let you know how Black American men are thinking, and a lot of them are just too gentlemanly to tell you this. You know, good thing for you. I'm regal enough of a gentleman to where I can. You know what I'm saying? Rough around the edges. So I have no problem telling you this. We don't want you if you go overseas. We don't want to know the reason why you run out of your country. Whether it's for profit, whether it's so you can attach yourself to a movement, or whether you really believe that the better men of this country are leaving and going overseas, you should have got one before he left. It's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. Okay? So, with the spirit we have to create, we're tired of the system that's in place to keep us down in this permanent underclass. And we've said it out loud that a lot of y'all don't mind using the system when it's in your favor, and you don't mind using a system against us. Why would I stay here and deal with that when you've already, for the most part, turned on us? You get online and you agree with all these crazy women talking crazy. You know why you're talking this way, because the men you like don't want you. And it hurts your feelings, but you're not trying to change to get the men you want. So you're weird. You're crazy. There are plenty of Black women worshiping Black males in the United States. They'll drink your bath water. They'll let you fart around them, right? They'll let you, we're gonna get to nasty stuff, right? But they just think you're God, right? You can do whatever you want. Wake up, breath stinking, and whatever. Why don't you go to them? Why are you chasing down? Like, why are you in Thailand? Like, there are men here that would do anything you wanted and look at you as God, but you're still chasing us down overseas. That's strange. You know, it's a little strange to me. That's all that I'm saying. That's all that I'm saying. So if you're a passport guy, you got your passport, you're moving around, you know, you're in a different class of people at this point. You've elevated because, you know, to move around, that's a luxury. Everybody can't afford or can't do due to their job or their career. So it's looked at as such. Just like if you're in shape. If you're in shape, that's a class system. I don't care what you say. It's a class system. You're looked at differently. Anybody with sense can tell you have a certain level of discipline, consistency, routines, right? Patience, all the good virtues. You know what I mean? So it's a class system in itself, and this is too. So you got to recognize what you have going on. You got to gatekeep it. You got to keep that in mind, and you got to move in silence. You know, whatever they're moving and check, like a lot of them are moving and putting themselves in place because they see that you guys are making money doing it. Remember, money is always the root of all evil. Most people are moving for that reason, easy money, right? Oh, y'all built infrastructure. People recognize Black Americans in Thailand. Oh, I'm gonna be one of the first few Black women to do it, so I'm really gonna blow up. So you got to understand, there's fake ass females out there like that too, just doing it to ride the wave, to be one of the first one, just fake as hell, not worried about getting a man or nothing like that. And then there's those that think they're super smart. I'm gonna get ahead of the game, move over there. So when these fine brothers move over there, I can run into it. Oh, I just happened to bump into it. What's going on? What's your Black ass doing over here in Thailand? What you mean you just bumped into me? We're not in America. The hell you doing over here? Ain't there like Thai men that you can be bumping into? You think I'm stupid? Don't play with me. I'm telling you, when I get over there, if you see my face, look me up to see if there's any social media residue online that you can find before approaching. Cause I'm telling you, I'm be hurting feelings. I'm acting like I don't speak English, you know, all kind of stuff. I am not interested. I'm not. So before you start whining about black men don't want us over in Thailand and they don't want us in the States and nobody wants to, pity party, go on somewhere with that junk, man. Nobody trying to hear all that stuff, man. You know what I mean? You be wanting men that you can't get for whatever weird reason when you have plenty of males here that would do whatever you want them to do. They be online all the time pandering to y'all, doing all kind of crazy talk, man. And y'all steady be if they were so right pandering to y'all and saying y'all goddesses, why are y'all not wifed up with them? And off to the side, out the way. Why are y'all steady following us, making think pieces and these stupid panels and podcasts and TikTok live streams about what passport bro guys are doing or how certain men think about the modern dating dynamic and how black women are moving? Why are you concerned with those dudes? Why wouldn't you focus on the ones that like you and want you? Based off of you just being black women alone is what I mean, not your character or any merit or any way you carry yourself. Like a lot of y'all just want the best black men based off the fact that you're black women. That's crazy talk. You're going to compete like every other race of woman. You keep thinking you get black men on a discount because of this goofy system they've built in this country, to where you have no respect for black men because you look at us at the bottom of the bottom, but then you feel like you're entitled to the best of us because we're black men and women. It's stupid. It's goofy. Again, you have no problem leaning into that system, that infrastructure built to keep us down, right? When you feel like it and it serves you, but then you whine about it whenever it don't work in your favor, or you end up going to jail, or there's something going on where a bunch of black women are losing jobs. I don't want to hear it no more, man. Like we're just moving around. You're allowed to get on the internet and run your mouths about whatever, right? We have no control of that. But us going over there in person, in real life, doing the fake bump into or whatever, don't do it to yourself. Find something else to do. When I get over there, I don't care how good I'm looking. I'll wave at me from a distance. I'll wave back, hey, from across the street. And if we're on the same street, I'm gonna run across the street, then I'm gonna wave at you. Okay? So you can understand there's a distance here, because I got ran out by my country because y'all don't know how to act. You let this system, I mean, it'll be decent looking and kind of pretty black, but these black women act like they're the best looking women in the entire world. And when black men say things like we do, like, black women are like the prettiest women, it goes right to the head. It don't go where it should, their heart, and, okay. No, right to the head. Yeah, I knew they liked us. They did, man, y'all are, man, you can't say nothing to them, bro. You can't say nothing to them. I don't want to be around that. I'm trying to find me a humble woman. You don't let her not be overweight and like decent in the face. Man, come on, bro. Like, this woman gonna think that she's a queen or a goddess of some foreign land that she got to go reclaim or whatever. I ain't got no time for that stuff, man. Bills are still due. I pay these taxes. Like, you still wake up every morning, your breath smell, you still pooping all day long. You gotta wash your ass. I don't know why y'all be acting like you don't have to do these things. I'm tired of it, bro. Like, you're human, not human. You're man and you're woman. You know what I mean? We're people. You're not some goddess that just doesn't need to bathe or eat or stop doing this. You get online, you just be the way y'all be moving, and y'all can just be like, "Oh, you don't like our spirit, man." No, there's been plenty of black women before you that have the spirit of this confidence without it coming off like arrogance. And if I'm telling you as a black man, it comes off like arrogance, because to me, I don't really be seeing where it's coming from. Other than the way you look, what have you done in real life for anybody outside of yourself? What sacrifices have you really made? Like, it just seems like it's vanity, and it's coming from a black man. So you can run that game on somebody else. Ain't nobody trying to keep you down, nothing like that. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to tell you the truth. Yeah, you know what I mean? So, I mean, I ain't saying nothing, no hateful kind of way. I'm just telling you how black men think and how we're looking at stuff right now. And yeah, y'all be looking good, and you know what I mean? You got the body and stuff like that. But why you look? You can't move like men. You have to find a way to come across confident without moving like a man. That's what it is. Like, y'all come across like dudes, bro. Like dudes are cocky like that, and da, da, da. And I understand why dudes have to do what they have to do, because as a man, it's doggy dog out here, man. You got to come up with some type of grit, personality, whatever it is. I don't look at no man no type of way for whatever he needs to project himself, to get through this life, right? I get it. Do what you got to do. But why are you doing it as a woman? Like, why are you projecting yourself in this cocky, arrogant, I don't like that. I don't. I've seen plenty of women. You know, I mean, there's like a few reaction video people I mentioned before. A couple of them are Leos, and they seem real dope and real feminine, but they don't get outside of themselves. Like they're not bragging on themselves. They just, you can just tell by the way she's moving and the way she's super confident, but she's in her femininity is dope. You know, I'm not, you know, again, I ain't got no crush on nobody, nothing like that. I can admire a woman and her being feminine and being ladylike without having a crush on her. You know, I'm man enough to be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? And there's just certain people that are like that, in my opinion. I don't like calling out too many names because I've called out names before, women that are like this, and these people don't. None of these people like me, so I don't want them to feel like they got to defend themselves. I don't know that dude. He crazy. I don't know why he's bringing up my name. I'm just talking. Hey, what's going on, LeBron? What's going on? Get these comments up here. But it's just a laid backness where I know that she's my other, like that kind of woman's my other half. Not this cocky, arrogant type of, you know, like where is this coming? Like this is just from vanity. Like this is just from views and dudes online that are making you feel, and dudes that are just trying to get the box. This is not like a confidence from a woman that I respect that did it the right kind of way, that's building it the right kind of way. And you might think it's attractive because that type of personality looks good to you on a man, but you have to remember, and I'm gonna keep reminding you of this: dudes don't like dudes. Real dude don't like dudes like that. Okay, go watch my TikTok. Real dudes don't like dudes like that. We have very few friends, very few dudes that you know what I'm saying. So we don't want no woman that has like a bravado to her, this masculine bravado to her. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's just how we look at it. Again, there's other men out there that love it, but y'all don't choose them. You steady get online and talk about men like me, that move like me, that are moving overseas, that talk like me, you know what I mean, about spirituality and growth and becoming the best version of ourselves. So based off the way y'all are talking, I have to go ahead and give my perspective because you basically be outlining and describing a dude like me. Period, point blank. Don't think I can't notice. Don't want to see the arrogance. The arrogance and all that stuff, it shows that you wasn't really taken care of properly by your father. He wasn't around to make you feel like a princess and that you can relax. You've never been made to feel like you can relax. And I don't need to be the one to tame you. I'm not here for that. I'm not here for that. I have tamed my demons. You are a grown adult. You need to do the same. You know, and just like opposites attracting, we'll find each other. But you being masculine, that's a whole masculine move. I'm gonna move to the country where the men that I want are going to position myself so I have a better opportunity to run into them and hope that I can fake with the right chameleon disguise to where I don't come off too masculine to this man and be able to get one. That is masculinity, man. You manipulating the pieces and that, and you thinking a guy gonna want to be with you, all that thinking you doing, all that thinking you doing. You need to be doing that in some productive manner, making some money, going to some kind of femininity school or something that can benefit me as a man, not you doing these chest beats. Man, you better go on somewhere with that stuff, thinking that you slick. You ain't built nothing. You ain't never ran no country. You ain't never ran no type of empire. But here you are trying to chess move around the men that did and do. That's crazy, man. Y'all really be believing the hype on this internet stuff. Oh, women are smarter than men, and women and the goddess and the mother earth. And you keep believing this stuff, but all the women around you have baby daddies that are broke ass pookies. Not one, some of them not just two, but three pookies. The hell are you talking about? All this stuff you think you're doing, but there's men out here that know, listen, men out here strategize emperor king type of mentalities. Like, you're not going to out chess move somebody like me. I got to know where all the pieces are at, and I got to be able to watch and see how y'all move for me to be able to strategize. So my soldiers can be moved in the right places. Man or woman, you are not going to be slick around me. I'm listening to what you're saying. I'm listening to the kind of guys you're describing that you want. I'm observing the fact that there are some pandering males online that I would imagine y'all would find attractive. But some about their limp back ass energy is not good enough. So you have to read between the lines. You're online complaining about men, but the men have to pay attention to the type of man they're describing when they're complaining. Because there's plenty of men that'll do whatever they want. So who is this type of guy that you're complaining about? You start piecing it together, stuff they're talking about. Then you get the stuff they're talking about they like, right? Grab that stuff up, match it up with the stuff they're talking about they don't like. That's the same person. That's the same architect of guy, archetype. And you start, oh shit, I like a man, you know what I'm saying? That's in shape, you know, broad shoulders, like a beard, boy. What's going on with you guys out here that's always fit in the your later ages, the 30s, 40s, and 50s, and you know, I like all this stuff they're talking about, man. You run it through your mind, and there's an archetype of man that does that. You can most people aren't fit, right? So you have to start putting stuff together. You know what I mean? I like a man that has a purpose and in alignment with God. It used to be, I want a high value man. I want the money. I want the bag. I want the. They're changing the archetype right in front of your eyes. You're not paying attention to the things that they're describing. You're listening to the males online telling you what women want. Why would you listen to a dude telling you what women want? You listen to what women are saying. That's why I don't get caught up in none of these competitive little, because dudes are always competing. So even if they're so-called putting out information, they're still competing. They're still weaving themselves into whatever they're saying to be the top dog of the conversation. So I'm not listening to no dudes. You know what I'm saying? Period. He's competing no matter what. I get it. I understand. So that's just my little spill. You know, that's all I'm saying. You're not tricking no one. I done told you you need to swallow that pride. You need to go do what you need to do and get one of these men in some type of way, contact them, or otherwise you're just gonna be left out here in the dust. And I'm telling you, within 5 years, it's gonna be looking bad for y'all, real bad. The ones that humbled themselves and did what was needed, good. Y'all are not doing it, man. You're steady trying to play a man's role to get men that are traditional heterosexual, and it's just not going to work. The only kind of man you can attract is some type of man that needs leadership from someone else. It's not going to work. But anyway, I got to get to the store. I got some stuff to do. I don't mess around. Let it get too late. I might be too late to get there. Exactly, man. It's not possible. That's a good way to put it too. Let me screenshot that. Caught me off guard. See, I told you, man. My soul tribe be over here dropping knowledge too, man. I be learning when I come on. If I can't learn something, I'm not gonna do it. I don't be getting on here for small talk. If I can't learn something and put out some knowledge, I ain't got nothing to do with it. We ain't got nothing to talk about. Straight up. We can bull jive in between, but there gotta be some knowledge being spread. I gotta be learning something. You know, I gotta be growing. It's the way it is. But I'm not gonna hold y'all up too much longer. If you like the content, go ahead and subscribe. Join the tribe. We're growing over here. My son starts back school Monday, so you know if you guys thought that I was putting out content now, yeah, it's gonna be back to business as usual. Putting out content to a level that people think that I'm overcompensating, and that's just your small frame of mind. You know, you projecting onto me and seeing me from your comfort zones. That's just all that it is. So I got something for you in anything that you have to say about me. You can't conceptualize the capacity that I have. So what you have to do is you have to do and say different things to make yourself feel better when you really should have nothing to say at all. You should be like me, so busy, I ain't got no time to hate on nobody else. I'm so busy, I ain't got no. See, I came up with this on my own. I've had people stealing my ideas and stuff, and I started seeing myself kind of being kind of envious, right? Stealing my ideas, you got a bigger platform. You mocking me, right? I stopped watching all you nagas. I made myself so busy to where I don't even need to fall in that lower vibration of the trap you set for me. I'm too busy to be worried about what anybody else is doing. Stealing my content, regurgitating my look, whatever you're doing. I don't know. I'm too busy. I'm just too busy. I don't have time for it. I found something else to do. Period, point blank, man. Man, I should have known you was a Leo, man. And you a late month Leo, man. That's August 21st over here, man. Look, this is what I'm talking about, man. Just in the right nick of time. I started going live on here again in the nick of time. You know what I'm saying? It's Leo season. It's a holiday, man. You know what I mean? Leo season is an unofficial holiday for everybody. You know, we're over here, we're doing it. We're changing some energy out here, man. I'm telling you, everywhere you go with some Leos out there, I want you to understand something. The energy that y'all built before Leo season came up to where y'all just took the previous I don't even know who it is. Who's the sign before us? You took it and you showed them what to do with the energy. And then all this creativity and everybody talking about being authentic. A lot of Leos, we worked on this energy, man. You can see it all online on TikTok. I'm proud of y'all. There's a thing whenever you are, building energy together. That's why I block certain women, and it's not nothing to do with hate. I love you, sisters, man. But when y'all start talking division, meaning the woman, it's a Leo thing, but now it's the Leo woman, the woman, you blocked. So now the men that you actually find attractive, that you started doing this for, you got blocked by them because you took something that was being, for unity, and you made it about women once again. Do you see the pattern here? You see where I'm getting at? How I look at things? When things can't be about unity and about men and women, and you make it about women, you take it away from being about unity and you make it about women, then you will be dating the women that you're pandering to, the women that are going to co-sign, all of this ego talk. There's no need for it. You keep running off the men you want by doing this kind of stuff. In your ego, talking about how great a woman is. See, if you really believe that, truth be told, you would need to tell us. You would show us better than you can tell us. It would speak for itself. But you just keep running your mouth because you want to prove how much you know. You want to keep running your mouth. Stop talking. You're speaking a bastard language. And if you're talking negativity, you're speaking curses. If you're talking against me and all this rhetoric that you don't come up with your crazy ass head, you're word spelling against me. If you're thinking negatively while watching me, you're sending me evil eye, right? We can't work together if you're doing things like this. If the way that I am as a man triggers you to your soul and your spirit, we can't do nothing. Stop talking. Do more listening and stop talking. Or keep talking the way that you are and take whatever scrap of dude that you can find. Okay? All this talking is too much talking. Too much talking. Shut up and show us better than you can tell us. Let your energy speak for you. Stop all this ego crap. Man, you're doing all this ego stuff and you're throwing your weave around over your shoulders and things like that, but where's it getting you? Where's this great guy that you've been looking for, that you're eyeballing online, that you're getting yourself in the gym for, that you changed your yelling tone? Because I don't think I have noticed. Y'all went from yelling to speaking softer, trying to use bigger words, not trying, you're using bigger words, right? Trying to show you have range. I notice. Showing off your figures more in your videos, not just wearing bonnets, having the real hair out and the weaves. And hey, you're putting on the show for somebody because you weren't doing it before. Don't be like, oh, I'm doing it for myself. You was not doing it before. There's a group of men that you want to show off to. There's a group of men that you want to show you got it. Don't let this bonnet fool you. I got it. We see you. We see you, but I'm gonna need for you to change that attitude up because we all know all this attitude. What going on in that bedroom? What goes on in that bedroom? You ain't gonna be doing all that. Well, I had an opinion about this. No. Straight yams getting cracked. Doing whatever you're being told to do. All I'm saying is stop rocking this goofy ass mask everywhere like you running something. You ain't running nothing in that bedroom and behind closed doors if you with a real man. That's just the way it is. And I'm not the kind of dude to let you put on the front out in public and no. Everybody gonna know Daddy's at the house. Period, point blank. It's what it is. It's what it's going to be. But anyway, I appreciate y'all. Let me get these comments up. Make sure that y'all can see that the tribe is in here and supporting, and that I appreciate them. Absolutely, there's no I in team. Only idiots. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? We're not doing that. And since nobody knows the right way to do anything, we're just all out here trying to figure out life. Only thing that we have that's old enough to be used as a base is the Bible, and according to that, there's a structure. And we're going to adhere as much to that structure as possible, while elevating our spirits and our souls, so we're not confined within the realm of religion and the different kind of I'm not going to get into that because I ain't trying to offend anybody, but you know what I'm saying, like, there's a structure, not taken away from the Bible. We're just gonna we just trying to elevate it, but we ain't trying to go to a church to get the messages from God. You're supposed to have a direct connection with them. You know what I'm saying? Like that one rapper dude or that influencer said, how would God tell you what to say to me when he got my direct line? What you talking about? You know what I mean? So we're working on that direct line, right? That's all. That's it. That's all. But we still, men of the Bible. You know what I mean? We're still good men. We're still men of God, the Most High Yah. So that's the structure. You're not going to circumvent that. You're not going to throw some modern age babble in there and tell us how we're wrong. You're going to get on board, or you're going to get lost and find yourself some leftover type of dude and move on with your life. It's the way it is. Don't run on new age. But back in the day, yeah, they were making things work and building families, and you ain't building nothing but debt. Okay? That's your legacy. Okay? Okay? Okay. We're done here. All right, I think I got my message off. Waited too late. Man. I'm just going to go take my son to get some ice cream. He'll be okay. We'll go do it tomorrow. We'll do it tomorrow. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go work out so I can go live and show my face. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be on here prior to working out, getting in my routines, before I'm having a good time, show my face. We're going to get the messages out, go and do that. But I'm not going to be showing my face until after I get the things done that I like to do before I go live. See, that's how you keep things to where you feel comfortable. You love what you're doing because it's around your time. It's when you want to do it. It's when some people might use the word feel like doing it, right? And not feeling obligated, people pleasing, and da 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 da. I'll get to it when I get to it. Whenever I get it done is the right time for it to get done. You know what I mean? Hallelujah, right? Hey, what's going on here? We got any new comments? And real quick before I go, for those of you that like to say amen, look that up. Look that up and seeing who you're giving praise to. I ain't praising no Zeus. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that you know what you're saying. Make sure that you know what you're saying. You know what I mean? But anyway, appreciate y'all, LeBron. I appreciate you jumping in here. You know what I'm saying? As always, brother. And I wish you the best with your upcoming marriage in September. You know what I mean? You got your queen. Good job. I appreciate you. Beep, beep. Appreciate you, man. Don't know who you are, but I appreciate you showing up anyway, man. It doesn't matter. The energy is appreciated. What else is going on here? Yeah, absolutely, brother. You know it, man. And again, you guys feel free to jump in the comment section. Now, if you want to troll, I want you to know you're going to regret life. I'm telling you, you're going to regret life. I'm not going to let it go. But if you're in here, positivity, you got some words or wisdom or whatever, absolutely jump in the comment section. I love interacting with you. You know what I'm saying? I love interacting with my people. I love interacting with the tribes. I'm not on here just trying to build and make money and da, 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 da. It's more than that. You can find other ways to make money where you're not interacting with people. Okay? It's about interacting with the people. It's about building with the people. So I am of the people. I'm one of y'all, man. People like to put me on a pedestal. I'm one of y'all as much as you. I like my alone time. Just like y'all. Like, I go to work, I get out of work. I like me and myself. Like my house I pay for. I'm like one of y'all. I like interacting with y'all when y'all support me. I like, returning that same kind of energy. Treat others the way you want to be treated. I'm a regular person like y'all. Country dude from Carolinas, man. Can't get more real than that. So anyway, let's keep it going. And if you're not following me on TikTok, my new TikTok, King David, the chosen real one, you're missing out. The videos that I'm reposting on the Wolf channel are from that TikTok, and they're always a couple weeks old. But if you want the newest and the latest and the greatest, you got to go over there to the TikTok. I'm also dropping stories. Okay, I drop stories over there. They're kind of like behind the scenes, in between videos, no production, just off the cuff, kind of like what I do over here, but like smaller versions of it. But it's on my story, and I also put clips on there, other people that I support their messages. So you're really missing out over there. It's positive energy only. So go over there for the positivity. I still have King David the Chosen. You can go over there for the truth. Okay. And then I have all these YouTube channels. The truth's going to be over here at all times. I got you. You know what I mean? There it is. And this is the great message to end it off with. You hear what Brother LeBron is saying right here. And that's always the best way to do it. And as you get a little bit older, you start realizing that. And that's why I am taking my time. For those that are saying, oh, he'll never date, he'll never. I never said I won't never date an American black woman. Are you crazy? I would love to have one. What are you talking about, man? I mean, if there's a kind of woman that not full of ego, and of course, let's not do that, right? But I'm going to have to go where I have a better possibility, man. I have it'll probably be more than likely to happen over there with more prospects of women that are, they understand what the game is. They know what the American dollar does. Y'all like, oh, well, they're just looking for it. Well, every woman's looking for security and money. And come on, come on, y'all all are doing that, right? Just branded differently. So they still appreciate it. They still find us attractive. They're asking for us to come over there. A lot of what their culture's putting out seems traditional, and you know what I'm saying. So we just moving around over there. We just this fake culture they projected onto our, what I'm saying, a group over here is just, I ain't done with it. We're trying to do something different. That's all. That's it. That's all. But y'all still have opportunities to catch these men before they go overseas. You're just waiting for the finished product, and it's bad business. It's a bad business model. You have all other groups of women that deal with black men. I don't think there's any other group of women that don't build with black men. I don't think there is. Every other group will build with us. I'm trying to tell you, they'll give you a shot. Hell, even my ex-wife gave me a shot. You know what I'm saying? I was over here trying to sell Holland Lock bunnies at one point in time. Boy, I'm a hustler, man. What you talking about? You know what I mean? I'm always coming up with business ideas. She tried to give it a shot, but she didn't see no potential in that. You know what I'm saying? But hey, she was right there with me, cleaning out them cages, repainting the room. You know what I mean? Stuff like she was rocking with it for a little bit. They'll try to build with you. You know what I'm saying? After a certain while, though, if they look halfway decent, I don't like what this guy, and they out. But if they might try to give it a shot for a little while. Y'all gotta be, y'all done waiting at the finish line. There ain't that many of us out here that's working towards being better men. So waiting at the finish line, you waiting there when all other women are waiting and other women are doing something while we're getting there. You're gonna miss out. Just so you can tell your homegirl, I already got a finished product. Man, you better stop worrying about what the sisterhood doing. They're gonna be the same women that go behind your back and scoop up all the good men. Y'all gonna mess around and let the out of shape women and the medium looking women, you're gonna have them women straighten up and just scoop up most of the dudes out here. I'm telling you. Like, all this thinking that you're really pretty and man, that don't mean nothing if you end up single and you age out. You just age out. Y'all be having dudes out here just wanting to see y'all age out. Like I know it's sick. I know it's sick. But y'all be talking so much stuff. Dudes be wanting to see you just aging out. You know what I'm saying? Just like watching you hit 35, hit 42, 47, 53, 59. She's like, some dudes be watching for that. Am I one of those? Of course not. No, not with me being the way that I am. You know what I'm saying, about aging properly and not wanting karma, but I know there's some guys out there like that. So just think about what I'm saying. But anyway, I got to get off of here and at least get some of this workout done before, I have my business later. But I'm going to get on TikTok and probably drop a quick video. So you guys, make sure you're over there on TikTok, King David, the chosen real one. Come on. It's fun over there. You like this new energy. Come on over there. Let's do this. Let's build. I'm on this positive train here. Come on, let's do this. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm going to head that way. LeBron, again, I appreciate you, brother. But like, subscribe, share the video. You know what I mean? Until next time, love and light. I'm your brother, and I'm out.
In this game, you gotta have that dog in you.
Made in America.